History Chapter 4. India in the 18th Century. Part 4. The Rise of British Power and Significance. Welcome to the final part, students. We've learned about the Mughal decline and the rise of independent states. Now let's understand how the British East India Company took advantage of this situation to establish their rule over India. We'll also examine the significance of the 18th century in Indian history. The British East India Company's arrival. The English East India Company came to India in 1600 during the reign of Mughal Emperor Jahangir. Initially, they came as traders, not conquerors. They established trading posts in coastal areas, Surat, Madras, Bombay, and Calcutta. They traded in textiles, spices, indigo, and other goods. For over a century and a half, the company remained primarily a trading organization. They had small armies to protect their trading posts but didn't control large territories. However, the 18th century political chaos gave them opportunities to expand their power. From traders to rulers. The Battle of Plassey in 1757 was the turning point. After defeating Siraj-ud-Daulah, the company gained control of Bengal's enormous wealth. Bengal's revenue was so large that it funded the company's military expansion across India. The company's success in Bengal encouraged them to expand elsewhere. They fought and defeated various Indian rulers through a combination of military strength, superior organization, diplomacy, and exploitation of divisions among Indian states. The company made alliances with some states against others, a policy of divide and rule. By 1765, Robert Clive established the dual government in Bengal. This system gave the company revenue collection rights while leaving administration to the Nawab. This was a clever arrangement. The company got money and power without direct responsibility for governance. Why did the British succeed? Several factors explain British success in establishing control over India. First, political fragmentation helped them. Indian states were busy fighting each other rather than uniting against the foreign threat. The British exploited these rivalries, making alliances with some states against others. Second, the company had superior military organization. While Indian armies were larger, the company's forces were better trained, disciplined, and equipped. They used modern European military tactics and weapons. Their artillery was superior to anything Indian rulers possessed. Third, the company had a centralized command structure and clear objectives. Indian rulers often had divided leadership and unclear goals. Fourth, the company had financial strength from Bengal's revenue. This allowed them to maintain large armies and fight prolonged wars. Fifth, the company used diplomacy skillfully. They made subsidiary alliances with Indian rulers, offering protection in exchange for control over the ruler's foreign policy and military. This gradually reduced independent states to puppet status. Sixth, Indian rulers often lacked unity. Hindus and Muslims, Marathas and Rajput, different regional powers. all failed to see the common British threat until it was too late. Some Indian rulers even helped the British defeat other Indian rulers, not realizing they were helping their own future conquerors. Characteristics of 18th century India. The 18th century in India had several distinctive characteristics. First, it was a period of political instability and warfare. The Mughal Empire disintegrated, independent states emerged and fought each other, and foreign invasions devastated northern India. Second, despite political chaos, this period saw remarkable cultural and architectural achievements. Beautiful monuments were built in places like Lucknow, Hyderabad, and Jaipur. Literature, music, and art flourished in various regional courts. Third, the economy remained prosperous in many regions despite political instability. Indian textiles were famous worldwide. Trade continued, and cities grew. However, political uncertainty and constant warfare did damage economic stability. Fourth, this was a period of transition. The medieval period was ending, and the modern period was beginning. Old systems were breaking down, and new powers were emerging. The beginning of British rule. By the end of the 18th century, the British had established control over Bengal, parts of southern India, and coastal areas. During the early 19th century, they would expand this control through conquest, annexation, and subsidiary alliances until they ruled almost all of India. The British ruled India for nearly 200 years until India gained independence on August 15, 1947. This long period of colonial rule had profound effects on Indian society, economy, culture, and politics. Significance of the 18th century. Why is the 18th century so important in Indian history? It marked the end of indigenous rule and the beginning of foreign colonial domination. It showed how political disunity and internal conflicts can allow external powers to establish control. The century demonstrated that military strength alone isn't sufficient. Political unity, good governance, and progressive outlook are equally important. Indian rulers had large armies but lost to the British, who had better organization and clearer vision. The 18th century's events shaped modern India. The British administrative, educational, legal, and economic systems introduced during their rule transformed Indian society. Many institutions created during colonial rule continue in independent India. Lessons from the 18th century. This period teaches us important lessons. First, national unity is essential for independence and strength. Divided nations are vulnerable to conquest. Second, good governance and responsive administration are crucial. The Mughal decline resulted partly from poor governance that alienated people. Third, adaptability and modernization matter. Those who cling to outdated methods while others advance will fall behind. The Mughals failed to modernize their military while European powers developed superior weapons and tactics. Fourth, economic strength is the foundation of political power. The Mughals' economic bankruptcy made them weak. The British used Bengal's wealth to fund their expansion. Fifth, foreign invasions can devastate even powerful empires. Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali's invasions shattered Mughal prestige. Nations must remain vigilant against external threats. Conclusion. The 18th century witnessed the dramatic decline of the Mughal Empire due to weak successors, internal conflicts, religious intolerance, economic bankruptcy, and foreign invasions. Independent states emerged but fought among themselves rather than uniting. The British East India Company exploited this political fragmentation to gradually establish control over India. This period marked the transition from medieval to modern India, from indigenous rule to colonial domination. Understanding this crucial century helps us appreciate how India lost its independence and why unity, good governance, and progressive outlook are essential for any nation's strength and freedom. Thank you for learning about this important period in Indian history.